So during the recruiting process, I have a lot of trust in my dad to like help me with the decision. Not being to, I hadn't been to America before, going like through the recruiting process. I hadn't taken any visits. So I relied a lot of like him and his opinion, and I trusted him. And he said that he had visited San Diego. He had been on the University of San Diego campus, and he told me that it was beautiful. And obviously the colors were beautiful and the beach and everything. So he was like, you're going to love San Diego. And I just trusted him and committed here not long after.
You have two brothers, right? You have a twin brother and then a younger brother, I believe. How competitive is that household?
Oh, it is super competitive. We grew up in the backyard. We have a hoop, and it was just like one-on-one. Tears were shed. I would get physical out there. I definitely think that I wouldn't be like where I am today without my family. They just like pushed me, and especially my dad. Like he just taught me everything I know about like hard work, work ethic, discipline. Just like from getting up in the morning, going to the gym when it was dark, all of that. Like I didn't have my license when I was young, so he would take me and we would do shooting. So definitely just like in all aspects, my family has like made me who I am.
Your brother should beat you up too bad on the
Yeah.
court.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you hear a lot, like, too, it's the same thing with, male athletes with older siblings. Like, they get beat up a lot, so that when they become college athletes or high school athletes, they're the most physical person on the court. Do you think that's helped you out a little bit?
Yes, 100%. Definitely. I definitely think that my brothers, they have very big hearts, but they are very physical, and like we would be beating each other up in 1v1. And I think that made me, like, I'm quite a small like forward, so I feel like, and then I came here and I was a big, and it is like a way different level game being like a college athlete as a big, because I'm a little bit undersized, but just having that mental like aspect of being like, no, like I'm a dog, like I'm gonna go to work, I'm literally not gonna give up this rebound, like, stuff like that. And I definitely think that they helped me with that.
So you came here sight unseen, right? You had never been on campus.
Yeah.
What was your first impressions, and how nervous were you for that, what is it, a 14-hour flight? That whole time, you're like, I have no idea where I'm going right
Yeah, totally. I had like no idea. I didn't know anyone on the team. I hadn't come for a visit. The only people I had like talked to them over the phone maybe. And then the coaching staff, they made me feel really welcome. I had been talking to them obviously for a couple of months during the recruiting process. So as soon as I touched down and saw them, I felt very comfortable, but definitely a lot of nerves coming here, because I knew that I was going to be entering like a new era of my life, and I was excited, but definitely nervous because I didn't know what to expect.
What was your first impression when you first got out of the car, or the van, or whatever it was, and stepped on campus? What was it?
Honestly, I just thought, wow, like it's just like the movies. Like I feel like I saw like a police car drive past, and I was like, oh my gosh, like the police cars, the school buses, like I just thought of all the American movies I had seen. So it just felt like I was in an American movie.
So you make it here, and then obviously your family's all the way back there. How is the communication made? Because it is like the opposite time zone.
It is.
How difficult has that been, and how long did it take you to get used to that?
Honestly, at the start, it was pretty hard just because, obviously the time difference, and like they wake up and I'd be like in my training block, so I wouldn't be able to talk to them until nighttime. But they're like so supportive of me. Like they'll call me whenever they can. I think that I call them like every day, and we text every day. So I feel like, um, they're just always there when I call them and when I need them, which is nice. But it wasn't too much, like too bad, because I still feel like I'm in such like a safe environment that I'm not like worried, and I don't get very homesick, which is nice. I feel like a lot of like Australians from move away do get homesick, but I feel like I love where I am at, and I don't really get that homesick because I know that like they're always going to be there and everything's going to be okay.
And nice weather here too. I think
Yeah,
if you were in New York or something, maybe they'll.
Yeah, maybe I'd be in my room, but now I'm at the beach, I'm surfing, like I don't need them. Yeah, exactly.
Are they streaming the games back home, trying to watch them?
100%.
So what has that been like for them, you think?
Oh, honestly, I feel like it's been really hard on my mom. She probably has a really bad sleep schedule because like our last game, it was at like 3 a.m. and she doesn't matter what time it is. Like she'll be up streaming it, which is nice. The rest of my family, they're sleeping peacefully, but they'll watch the replay when they wake up.
The brothers watching.
Yeah,
I don't think they're
they're
waking up
not
at
waking
3
up
in
at
the
3 in the morning. They're like, we love you, but not that much.
You love you enough for the replay.
Yes,
Yeah, that's fine. That's
exactly.
So you yourself as a player, obviously different competition level coming from Australia. So what was sort of the first thing you noticed about American players that was different from Australian players?
Honestly, I feel like it's kind of like they have different style of plays. I feel like Australia is definitely more like, I would say, motion type basketball, and then you come here and I just was a little bit shocked at how like it's kind of like individual like basketball. I feel like it's a lot of one-on-one, and then you share the ball. So I feel like that was a bit of a culture shock because I wasn't used to like not pass and cut motion, and then I came here and it was just like, okay, beat your player one-on-one. But I've really enjoyed the aspect of coming here and learning how to play that style of play so that now I can take that back when I go back home and be able to like beat someone one on one. But definitely, another thing that I found was a bit of a shock is definitely the physicality that we talked about before. Just being in Australia, I was always like a lot bigger and like faster and like quite athletic there, and I used that a lot. And then coming here, I was like not the biggest, not the strongest, not the fastest. So just like having to improve my skill work and just improving other aspects of my game that like I couldn't just rely on my athleticism. But yeah, coming here, there's just like big girls you have to go up against and fast girls that you have to go up against. So definitely just like that level of athleticism rises in the college like level compared to like the Australian level, I would say.
And for that too, I mean, I think that happens a lot too with even just Americans going from high school to college. Like,
Yeah.
was it a little bit intimidating at first? And then what was sort of the moment when you kind of felt like you fit in and you could really do this?
Honestly, yeah, at the start, I was, felt a little bit like, ooh, like shivery and like I didn't know like the drills or anything. But like I feel like I pick things up pretty quickly. I'm a quite fast learner. So like once I knew the drills and felt comfortable in the drills, then I could like do them to my best ability and like do them as hard as I can. And then in saying that, like I just feel like I worked like my butt off like in every single drill. And I think that's what it takes for like every like even our freshmen coming in, like I just tell them like just keep working because it will pay off. And I feel like that's just how I became like broke that bridge of like not feeling comfortable to feeling comfortable is just like putting in the work, and then you can start to have like self-confidence in yourself because you're like I've done this a million times before.